Just letting yourself breathe. Letting yourself relax, letting them shoulders relax a wee bit. Letting yourself soften a wee bit. And we're going to just try and connect with that first anchor, our breath. So in mindfulness, we breathe in through your nose. We breathe out through your mouth. And all I want you to try and do is just notice. As you breathe in, see you notice that air come in through your nostrils. And then as you breathe out through your mouth, that you notice that air just coming out. Breathing in and breathing out. You're just starting by noticing. And as we breathe in and breathe out, we try our best to just let go of anything that's gone on the day, any rushing around to get here, anything that's happened before now. And as we come into the room and we settle, just give ourselves permission that this is just time now for you to be here, to relax. Imagine you could tick off any of them worries, any of the stresses, anything that you're carrying, and you can just leave them at the door or outside the door for now. And then at the end of this session, you can pick up the things that you need to again, the things that are important to you, but you've had a wee bit of time for yourself first. As you breathe in and you breathe out, I want you to just connect with your shoulders first and let them soften a wee bit. Let your head tip if it needs to. That wee stretch through your neck. Breathing in and breathing out and just letting it go. And then as you breathe in and breathe out, just connecting them with your hips, connecting them sitting bones, sitting in that bolster. And as we breathe in and we breathe out now, we allow ourselves to shift our awareness to that second anchor of our body, our posture. So as you breathe in and you breathe out, I want you to just become aware then of your feet, where they're connected with the floor. So maybe your heels, sides of your foot, just becoming aware, giving your toes a wee wiggle, letting yourself connect. Breathing in and breathing out, just feeling them sitting bones as you're sitting on that bolster. Letting your knees start to relax, letting them go, letting them drop away. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to then think of your spine for me. Think of your lower back, so that your tailbone and your lower back. And I want you to see if you can sit yourself up that wee bit. Still keeping your eyes closed and feeling this out rather than overthinking it. I want you to think of your tailbone, and I want you to imagine that you can stack the vertebrae of your back up nice and tall. So you're going from that rounded position and just that tallness, that stretching, that lengthening. Breathe in, breathe out, think up through the middle of your back, your shoulder blades, all the way up through the back of your neck. And then I want you to imagine you have a wee piece of string coming out the top of your head. Breathing in and out, I want you to imagine that string is stretching now and lengthening up nice and tall. Imagine your face is just lifting up to get a wee bit of sunlight. Rather than that hunched over, you're now nice and tall, and we come into that nice position where our head's over our heart and our heart's over our pelvis. You've now opened your chest and you can breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. That lengthening, that power, that strength that runs through your back, through your spine, through your whole body. You're creating that opening rather than that curled up. So breathing now in and out. We just shift back to that awareness of our breath. And then we take that awareness a wee bit further to our mat on the floor. And then we stretch it out again, see if we can stretch it a wee bit further to the music in the room. And maybe even further to notice the smell in the room. And then when you're ready, just giving your toes a wee wiggle again, giving your fingers a wee wiggle, and allowing your eyes to open again when you're ready. Letting them legs stretched out if they're not already. Are we all doing all right? We're getting in the zone there, I can see it. So it's perfectly normal when you come in. Sometimes you can be fidgety, sometimes you're all over the place, sometimes your mind is going, what under Jesus is this? It's all perfectly fine. And if your mind is busy, that's okay. It's just getting the best out of it that you can as we go along. So this time we want to connect a wee bit more with our body. In mindfulness, as we go along, it's trying to get out of up here. How many of us have been running around the day overthinking about something? Hands up. Fighting when you're in your own head about something. Doing the arguments over in your head and all the rest of it. So we want to come out of here a wee bit and we want to join this back up again, our head and our body. We can be really, really separated. Our mind is in what's happening in 2 weeks' time and what about this and what about that and what about everything. And our poor body's running behind trying to keep up. So mindfulness is trying to bring the two of them together and to build that awareness. Our body has a brilliant way of alerting us and telling us what's going on and what's best for us, but often we're not listening. So for anybody that's done this before, this is a wee recap of it. And if it's just new, you're just ticking on what you can. So we want to just connect with it. Letting them legs out, all I want you to do is give them a wee shake. Give them a wee move. Letting go of the day and any stress that you're holding, any of that all anxiousness, and then let them rest. Pull your toes up towards you and lengthen out through your heels. And just notice how that feels. Breathe in. Breathe out and then let it relax a wee bit. I want you to sit up tall out of your hips for me, and this time just point your toes away. Let them point away. And this time, if you can, from your hips, just a wee lean forward. Breathing in and then breathing out, let it go. Give your toes, your feet a wee wiggle. Give them a move. It doesn't matter what it looks like. You can circle your ankles. But all I want you to do is notice, how does it feel? Is there a wee bit of cracking going on there? Are they feeling tight? Just notice it. And then let it relax. Bring your arms down by your side for me. Give them a wee shake. Give them a wee move and imagine all that tightness, all that stress, everything that's sitting on you from the day, that you can just give it a wee move and let it go. Then bring your hands together for me. Give them a wee rub. And imagine again, you can gather up all that negative, oil, anxious, worrying energy, bring it right down to your fingertips, and then give it a wee shake and just let it go that wee bit. Bring your arms down by your side, and this time what I want you to do is I want you to breathe in and slide your shoulders up to your ears. Breathe in, squeeze, and then breathe out and just let them drop. I want you to do that one more time. Big breath in. And then let it go. How good does that feel already? You feel a wee bit lighter already. So we're going to bend our knees now. Bring them in. We do one more exercise sitting up and then we're going to come to lie down. So a wee one again where we just focus on a wee bit more on our breathing now and see how that feels. Again, if anybody needs to move, then just do that. Let your hands relax wherever feels comfortable to you. And when you're ready, just close your eyes again for me. Check in with that posture. Think of the way you're sitting. That head over heart, heart over pelvis. And we just begin our second wee exercise. So we're going to bring our awareness back to your breath in this one. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. And we want to bring that awareness a wee bit more. So I want you to see if you can bring that attention just to your upper lip or under your nose. And notice that breath as it starts to come in. Or maybe you notice the breath as it passes your nostrils as you really breathe in. And then as you breathe out, that letting go, that softening, letting that ease starting to come in. Nice and gently, you're just observing, you're just noticing and letting that nice easy breath. Now if your breath's all over the place, and that's okay as well, it's just getting used to it. What we do to make it easier is we'll add a wee count. So we're just going to count 4 as you breathe in, and then 4 as you breathe out. In your own time, there's no right or wrong. And if you're thinking, Jesus, Maggs, I'm at 2, I can't breathe in anymore, that's okay. The most important thing is your in-breath matches your out-breath. Doesn't matter what the number is. Change it if you need to. And then we add a wee intention as we're doing it. So 4 in the way in, 4 in the way out. We're going to try and keep that going. But what I want you to do is as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in with patience for yourself this evening. That sense of patience rather than criticising, arguing, judgment. Just meeting yourself wherever you're at tonight. This is a new thing you're trying if you haven't done it before. Just patience. And then as you breathe out, I want you to breathe out with that sense of letting go. So every out breath, you just trying to let go that wee bit more of any tightness that we're holding through your body, or of any worries that maybe are occupying your mind. We breathe 4 in the way in and 4 in the way out. And then we're going to keep that 4 in the way in, but just gently in your own time, we're going to switch that out breath to a wee bit longer. I want you to try and see if 6 you can go in the way out. So 4 in the way in, 5 or 6, maybe even up to 7 in the way out if you can. Breathing in with that sense of patience. Breathing out with that sense of just letting go. Letting that ease start to come. If your mind is wandering off, that's alright. As much as you can, you just bring it back to your anchors, your breath and your posture, as many times as you need to. And we'll just do it a couple more times. That 4 in the way in, that 6 in the way out if you can manage it. And this time I want you to notice your chest. Go right inside and see if you can notice that breath on the inside. Notice your lungs filling and that stretching. And then notice that letting go, that space and through your ribs. And we'll just do it one more time. That breath and nice and tall, filling up that space. And then as you breathe out, that long breath, that letting go. And then when you're ready, just nice and easy, you're going to let your breath settle again. Nice and easy, flowing in and out. I want you to imagine a wee wave on the shore that just runs in and out. You don't have to do anything, it just moves. Your breath is the same. So letting it settle back down again. And again, you let the awareness now come back into your body. Where's your shoulders? Are they up at your ears? Where's your back? Is your head dipped down? Bringing that awareness back in. Checking that connection with the mat and the floor. Bringing that awareness of the music in the room. And then nice and easy, just batting your eyelids and letting them come open again. And then we want to do a wee twist, folks. So just sitting as you are, because it's hard sometimes sitting up. So all I want you to do is, if we go this side first, your opposite hand is going to come to that knee, and your other hand is going to go behind your bolster. And we're just going to lift up tall and turn round, so you're facing as much as you can, just round to the side. Notice if your knees have lifted, let them down. Just breathe in, breathe out, and just notice how it feels rather than thinking it. Just notice how it feels by breath in, and then as you breathe out, coming back to the middle. And then we do the same the other side. So your opposite hand comes to the knee. We're going this way. Doesn't matter, as long as you're doing both sides. Hand comes here and you're going to twist. So what I want you to look out for is you're not leaning back, you're not leaning any way. You're just sitting up and twisting round. Great way for just letting your internal organs relax, giving them a squeeze and letting them relax. Notice if you're gripping or holding. Notice if your shoulders are tight, let them go. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, we come back to the middle again. Give them legs a wee move, a wee shake again, shoulders a wee roll. And then everybody's favourite bit, we're going to come to lie down. Look at all the smiles. So your pillow's going to come to one end of your mat. You're going to lie down on your back. Anybody that's got like really bad lower back or anything like that, just give me a wee shout, because there's an extra couple of bolsters and they can go under your knees if you need it. So when you're ready, lie yourself down. Your head's going to go on the bolster. You'll see that there's a wee blanket next to you. You can put it round you if you want to. And you'll see that there's a wee eye mask as well. You can put that over your eyes, depending on what you're comfortable with. Alright, so this is not sleep time. I'll just say that now. This is nice and relaxing time. Our goal here is, our next wee exercise is going to be connecting a wee bit more with the body, and it's a body scan exercise. Again, the reason we do this is that connection, our mind and body working as one rather than separate. So as you lie down and you start to get comfortable, it's just bringing that awareness into your body, where it's at and what's going on. So we step out up here a wee bit and we allow ourselves to see. In mindfulness, the first tool that we look at is awareness. Our body is absolutely brilliant, like I said before, of giving us wee hints or clues at how we're doing, but we don't listen. How many of us have thought, God, I can feel anxiety through my chest, and I can feel stomach sore or knots, and our shoulders are up by our ears, and what do? I'll be grand. I'll just keep going. In fact, give me 50 million more things to do, and that'll stop me thinking. So in mindfulness, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build that connection again. What if instead of being worried about anxiety or anxious feelings, we use them as a wee alarm system for ourselves? We saw them for what they are, which is wee alarms that go off for us to tell us, I need to slow down, I need to breathe, I need to just take a wee bit of time, I need a wee pause. When was the last time you just stopped and did a couple of deep breaths? So that's what we want to try and do. In the next exercise, we're just going to go through and scan our body and just pick up and listen and see what we can become aware of. So eye mask on or off, whatever you prefer. What I want you to do now is I want you to get comfortable. Give yourself a wee wiggle. See if you can make yourself even 1% more comfortable. Then when you're ready, I want you to see if you can separate your feet. Think of the corners of your mat and you're just bringing your feet wee tiny bit open. And then think of your arms. Can you open them or does it feel more comfortable just keeping them around you? Just being aware. And then I want you to think of that mat that you're on. Is that your wee life raft? This is your space where you can just let go. This is your space where you can come that once a week just to be able to let go, to switch off and to let as much out from your body and from your mind as you possibly can. So to start, we go back to our anchors again, our body and our breath. So we're going to start with a wee breathing exercise, just that mindful breathing to just allow yourselves to connect and ground ourselves and to just let go a wee bit. So we're going to breathe in through your nose again as we did before, and we're going to breathe out through your mouth. Just nice, gentle breathing, but we're going to add a wee count to it. This time we're going to breathe in for the count of 3. You're going to try and hold that breath for 4 and then breathe out for 5. Nice and easy. 3, 4, 5. And for 3, hold that breath if you feel comfortable. And then out for 5. The longer breath always at the end. Now I want you to keep that up at your own pace. 3, 4, 5. And remember, if your mind wanders off, that's okay. Just bringing it back as many times as you need to. And if it feels uncomfortable to hold that breath, don't feel that you have to. And then what I want you to do is just go that wee step further and see if you can feel that breath on the inside as you're doing it. So you breathe in for 3. See if you can feel your lungs stretch. Notice how that hold feels. And then that letting go. And we do that just 2 more times. Breathing in. And then when you're ready, just letting your breath settle again so it just rolls in and out. So our aim here as we start this second wee exercise is just allowing us to come to a state of ease and connect with your body. I want you to repeat after me in your mind, I will not sleep. Our purpose isn't to fall asleep. It's just to get ourselves to that nice, relaxing point. Now, if you drift off, that's okay. We'll give you a wee nudge. But just to come to that nice point of relaxation. So when you're ready, what I want you to do is just breathe in and breathe out. And I want you to imagine if you can. If you can't, it's okay. Some people aren't them visual imaginers, and that's alright. But I want you to imagine your mind like a wee control centre. That it's just work, and it's all going there, and it's all computers and machines, and everything's happening up here in your mind. And this is the point of the day where you get to turn everything off. I want you to imagine you can see your mind, you can see it like a wee workplace, and you get to turn everything off. I want you to imagine that in the corner there's a door and there's a wee light switch in the wall, and you can make your way to that door now, turn off the light switch and step out of your mind and step all the way down into your body. Stepping into your lungs where your breath is, where you can feel that rise and fall, and all the way down. And we're going to begin at your feet. So I want you to bring your awareness, that mindful awareness, all the way down to your toes and your feet. Give your toes a wee wiggle. Let yourself connect with your feet. Let yourself be aware maybe of your heels against the floor. And just notice how they feel. Start maybe by noticing sensations. Are they warm? Are they cold? Can you feel your socks around your feet if you wiggle your toes? Breathing in and breathing out. Just noticing the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet. Maybe they're tired because you've been on them all day. Maybe they've been cold today. As you breathe in now, what I want you to do is let your awareness rest in your toes. And in your next breath, I want you to curl your toes over and give them a squeeze. Hold it. And as you breathe out, release it and let it go. And then we breathe in and we breathe out, and we move that mindful awareness up a wee bit further. Up to your ankles, your calves, your shins, right up as far as your knees. As you breathe in and out, I want you to just be aware how your ankles feel. Notice your calves resting against your mat, the front of your shins, and how does it feel up under your knees. As you breathe in and you breathe out, you just let your awareness rest in that area and notice what's going on. And then as we breathe in and out, we're going to let that awareness rest on your calf muscles, the wee muscles at the back, your lower leg. And as you breathe in this time, I want you to see if you can pull that muscle tight and give it a wee squeeze. And then as you breathe out, just let it go and let it relax. Let it soften. Feel that ease start to come in. Then as you breathe in and out, we'll move the awareness up a wee bit further. And through your knees, into your thighs, front and back, right up through your hips, your glute muscles in your back against the floor, the hips, and right under the hip flexors at the front. As you breathe in and out, just noticing now what's going on in this area. Notice maybe the backs of your legs, the backs of your hips resting against the floor. Be mindful and notice just any wee niggles, anything that's there, anything through your hip, any pulling in your knees. Just noticing. And then as you breathe in and out, I want that mindful awareness to come and rest on your thighs, your quad muscles at the front. And as they rest there and you breathe in, I want you to see if you can pull that muscle. Imagine lifting your kneecap, squeezing that thigh muscle. And then as you breathe out, let it go and let it relax. Let that ease come in. Sometimes we don't notice how tight we are until you get to let it go that wee bit. So then as we breathe in and breathe out, you're going to move that awareness now up and through your stomach, your pelvic area. And I want you, if you can and you feel comfortable, to let your hands come and rest on your stomach for me. And as you breathe in and you breathe out, I want you to just see if you notice we rise and fall in that area. See if you can notice your breath right down under your belly. And if you can't and you think, oh God, I can't feel it, that's okay. Doesn't matter. You're just noticing. With your hands there, I just want you to notice now what's going on in this area. Our stomach is always often referred to as our second brain. We feel it here first, whether it's a gut feeling or knots or butterflies or something in our tummy. So just noticing what's been going on there. And then we take that awareness right from the front and through your tummy, all the way through to your spine at the back. And just becoming aware of your lower back against your mat. Be aware the back of them hips. Be aware the lower back right across. We can hold a lot of stress across the bottom of your back. So as you breathe in, you breathe out, and you maybe give it a wee move and you notice what's going on in this area. And then we breathe in and we let our awareness settle back at the front and our belly. And this time I want you to become aware of your belly button for me. And as you breathe in this time, I want you to see if you can pull your belly button in for me and just hold it. And then as you breathe out, just softly let it go and let it relax. Notice if you've been holding it. Notice that ease that comes when you consciously let it go. Then when you're ready with that soft breath, we just breathe in and breathe out now, and we let our awareness come and move up our body a wee bit more as we scan. And this time it lands in your chest, your heart, your lungs. And I want you to see if you feel comfortable, slide them hands up now and let them just rest on your chest. And again, as you breathe in and you breathe out, just be mindful. Notice that rise and fall. Notice that movement. And then I want you to notice what's going on in this area. Notice if it's tight. Notice if you have an oil heaviness sitting there. Notice if it feels restricted or anything. Just taking a wee minute and allowing yourself to connect. And then when you're ready, we let that awareness go from the front right to the back, all the way through to your spine at the back and between them shoulder blades on your mat. Be conscious of where your shoulder blades are at. Give them a wee move if you need to. Notice just how they feel. Again, we can hold a lot of tension and through there. So just being aware. When you're ready, we let that awareness come and settle back in our chest at the front. And this time we're going to take a big breath in and we're going to hold it. And we'll let it out gently. So when you're ready, big breath in through your nose, filling that lung space, hold it, and then when you're ready, let it out slowly and long. Let that breath go all the way out and long, and feel the space that you've created in your ribs, almost like bursting a wee balloon that was taking up all that room. And now you have a wee bit of space, a wee bit of ease in there. Then when you're ready, we breathe in and we breathe out. And we're going to let that mindful awareness now move up through your throat and into your shoulders and the back of your neck. So let your arms come back down and rest by your side for me if that's where they were. Just wherever feels comfortable for you. And as you breathe in and out this time, just notice your neck and your shoulders. Maybe give your head a slight wee move, your shoulders a wee move, and just notice what's going on in this area. Do they feel like they've got a weight of the world on them? Do they feel knots on there in your back? You feel any tension, and then notice right under your throat for me at the front. We've got all this muscle around our throat. And sometimes that we have a lot that we want to say and we want to get off our chest and our throat, and we don't get the opportunity to say it, and it just sits there. And anxiety can sometimes sit there. So as we breathe in and out now, we're going to breathe into that area. So with your arms by your side, like we did at the very beginning, as you breathe in, I want you to slide your shoulders up towards your ears and give them a squeeze. And then as you breathe out, I want you to just slide your hands down along the ground, creep them fingers down and down and down and away as far as you can get them. And let them shoulders relax, let them go, let them soften, and just see that distance that maybe you've created between your ears and your shoulders. And then we breathe in and we breathe out, and we take that awareness now down through our arms. Our upper arms, our elbows, our lower arms, and down under our hands. Notice now where your hands are resting and touching. Breathe in and breathe out, and check in with your arms, especially if your shoulders feel sore. Notice if that's spilling down into your arms, if there's any wee pins and needles there, any tension, any sensations in your hands. Breathe in now and breathe out. And then what I want you to do on one hand or both hands is I want you to bring your thumb and your first finger together for me. And I want you to give it a wee tap, just a wee tap, tap, tap. And then move your thumb on to your second finger, give it a tap. And then your third, the ring finger, and then down onto your wee finger. And then as you breathe in, I want you to make a fist with your hands. Squeeze it tight. Feel how that feels. And then as you breathe out, I want you to let that ease come and feel it. Feel it go all the way down your arms. Stretch your hands and just let them fall and let them relax. So we breathe in and we breathe out now. We move up to our last wee bit, which is our head and our neck. Just checking in through your jaw now. Checking in if maybe you're squeezing your teeth or your jaw tight. Checking in your tongue that it's nice and relaxed. Checking in through your cheeks, your cheekbones. Checking in through your nose, your sinuses, up under your forehead. Notice if you're frowning, just letting that awareness come in there. Breathing in, breathing out, taking that awareness right up to the crown of your head and then right through to the back of your skull on that pillow. And then we let that mindful awareness just rest on our eyes again. Maybe it's behind the wee eye mask. Just letting your awareness settle on your eyes. And this time our last wee squeeze, as you breathe in, I want you to squeeze your eyes tightly shut for me. Squeeze them. And then as you breathe out, let that ease come again. Let it soften. Let it relax. Let your forehead relax. If you notice that frowning in there. And then take a wee minute now as you breathe in and you breathe out. Just to be aware of the whole of your body, the crown of your head right down to the tips of your toes. Notice that awareness of you, the space of you, the area that you take up. And notice that ease now maybe that you've managed to create for yourself. That wee bit of stillness that you've managed to create. And then just letting that awareness come back to your breath and through your nose, out through your mouth. And then again, let it stretch now off your mat to the person next to you, to the music in the room, to the walls around us. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, we let a wee bit of movement come back again. So we wiggle of your toes, a wee wiggle of your hands. And when you're ready, just bending your knees and letting your feet come up on the mat. Giving your head a wee move side to side and maybe letting your eye mask come off now. You can let your eyes stay closed or open. Just giving your head a wee move side to side. And letting yourself stretch and move if you need to. We're not done just yet. But what I want you to do, with the blanket on or with it off, as your knees are bent up, you can have a look if you need to. I want you to just stretch your arms out for me. And I want you to just give your knees that we move side to side. Let the bottom of your back open. And let yourself move side to side. And then I want you to add your breath. Breathing in as you move it one way. Breathing out as you move it the other way. In this class, we'll always do a wee bit of movement as well. So we get that, just stretch and that movement in the body. Letting your knees come back to the middle whenever you're ready. And then with your blanket on there or off, whatever you prefer, bring your knees up to your chest. Hands are on your knees or around your knees, whatever you prefer. And then just breathe in, give them a wee hug in, wee squeeze. And then breathe out, let that tension come off. And we do that one more time. Breathe in, give them a wee squeeze in. And then as you breathe out, let it go again. Nice and gently, you're going to roll over to your side. Any side that suits you. You can use your arm for a wee bit of support. And then your hand, nice and easy. We're just going to come to sit up for a wee minute. Don't panic, you get to lie down again. But what I want you to do is just have that wee stretch and that wee move. And all I want you to do is I want you to take a wee minute and notice. Because it's great doing, and I say this all the time, and I'm sure for anybody that comes always, I'm like a broken record, but it's great doing the exercise, that's brilliant. But it's even better when you notice how you felt. So what I want you to do is take a wee second and just think, did you get into that? Did you feel it? Did you feel a wee bit of ease? This is just for you, you don't have to answer it out. Or was your mind wandering? Was it wandering and it was bouncing all over and it was on different things and stuff? Either is absolutely fine. But what we're trying to do in this is build our awareness. So if you notice, God, my mind was really busy and I couldn't get on it and it was on this and it was on that. What was it on? And in mindfulness, we start to get curious. What was I thinking about? Where was it going to? And that's all right. What we normally do is we normally fight with ourselves. Fuck's sake, I can't do it. And I can't relax and I can't stay still. And we start that internal battle. And that's why I mentioned the night patience. We meet ourselves with patience and hear. Same patience that you would give to anybody else, you start now to give to yourself. So instead of that battle, just noticing. God, I couldn't concentrate, my mind was here. Or, God, I surprised myself, I really got on it and I felt good and it was fine. Or I could have drifted off to sleep or whatever. But just noticing, because as we go through the weeks, then you'll be able to see, didn't settle into it as easy the night as I've done all our weeks. And that's a wee hint. That's your body telling you, I've got a lot going on up here. So maybe I need to talk to somebody about it. Maybe I need to offload. I need to make a wee plan for myself of what I'm going to do to get all that stuff out of up here and to be able to do something with it so it's not sitting and we're going over it and over it and over it. All right? Everybody feel okay? Are you all ready for sleep? So we literally are nearly at it. This is the fastest class always ever. So always in the first session that we do with a new group, I will mention 3 P's of mindfulness. I'll put this in your chat as well that you have it. But for anybody that's done this before, you will have heard me mention it. And this is what I want you to take away. Always love if you can take away something practical and then we'll lie back down and do a wee exercise, a wee relaxing one to finish off. 3 P's in mindfulness is patience, first and foremost. Notice this week if you're fighting with yourself. Just start to notice. A wee bit of patience for yourself. You're doing all this new stuff. You might have a lot of stuff going on, so wee bit of patience. We're really, really good at supporting other people, and we're not great at supporting ourselves. So that's the first P. The second P is your posture, your body. Allowing yourself to get out of here a wee bit and just connect. So you might find any time during the day that we shaking, that we did that wee bit of moving, God, I need to relax myself, I need to move. What we do all day, sit like this, either on phones or work or driving, shoulders are up here and we're hunched over. So all I want you to do is think, if I'm like this, I've already cut my lungs down by half how much they can breathe. Whereas if I sit up and I open myself, I allow everything to let go a wee bit. If I'm like this, I'm holding on, tightness is building, stress is building in your body as well as up here. So if you allow it to open, you can let go a wee bit. So posture is your second one. Just a wee check-in every now and again. And the third one is practice. So Monday is great, but if you can put them wee things in, like a wee check-in with your posture, then that's even better, because it means you're starting to be mindful each day rather than just on a Monday. So I always say to everybody, the whole rest of the community will be sick, sore and tired, but I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time you did this? I've said to everybody in here, drink tea or coffee. Yep. So how many times a day do you boil the kettle or go to your fancy coffee machine to do your coffee or whatever? When you're doing that, what I want you to do is just check in. What we'll normally do, and I speak for the females here, but I'm sure the fellas are the same, is you boil the kettle and you go and do 50 other things while it's boiling, and then you're trying to put out the tea and coffee while you're doing other stuff. I want you to stop. Just stop. See if you can take a couple of deep breaths, because when we take them deep breaths, we're internally sending that signal to your brain, calm down. We've got this inbuilt thing that's there. So for anybody that's coming regularly, I want you to think, when was the last time you did that? And see if you can put it on for this week again. For the new group, just giving it a try. Anytime through the day, connecting in with your posture, or when the kettle's boiling, just give yourself that wee minute to stop. So we're going to lie down for one last wee minute. Thank God, says you. So we'll always end the class with a wee just relaxation to finish off, so we can send you off for a good night's sleep. Hands up, anybody who has bother where they're sleeping. A few. Okay. So up to you folks again, your eye masks on or off. But again, I want you to allow yourself to connect in and just see if you can make yourself that 1% more comfortable. We've got about 1 or 2 minutes just to finish off. So what I want you to do now is just to see if we can open up a wee bit. You can stay in the position you're in, but if you feel like you're comfortable to do it, I want you to think of the corners of your mat now and just stretch your heels, your feet, to just open as wide as your mat, or maybe even off them a wee tiny bit. And then if you feel comfortable to do it, let your arms go as well. Stretch them out, put them out to the side, and just lengthen them out. So we come into this wee restorative pose, which is like a wee star. And it means your chest is open, your hips are open, and everything gets that opportunity to open up rather than being closed over. And then when you're ready, I just want you to breathe again. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And I want you to see if you can take 2 deeper breaths for me. A big deep breath in. And then let it all go all the way out. I want you to do one more big deep breath, as deep as you can. And this time I want you to hear it as you breathe out. Let it go. Let that breath all the way out. And then let it settle. Just let your breathing come in and out. And with every out breath, I want you to imagine that mat is a lovely big mattress now. And as you breathe in and you breathe out, you allow yourself to just sink into it that wee bit more. The pillow feels as soft as anything, and your neck and your head can just sink into it. And as you breathe in and you breathe out, your shoulder blades can stretch that wee bit, and your back can just ease in that wee bit more. And as you breathe in and you breathe out, your hips can just ease in that wee bit more. And then letting your feet fall and letting your arms just relax. And again, just reminding yourself, I will not fall asleep. I just want to feel that ease and that relaxation. So I want you to imagine now, if you feel comfortable to do it, that mat now is just a massive, big, comfortable lilo, one of them floating beds that you're just lying on. I want you to imagine that you're floating in the sea or a swimming pool or a lake or whatever you feel comfortable with. And if anybody's not too keen on water, you can be sitting on the shore, the beach, whatever feels comfortable for you. But I want you to imagine, folks, that you're on that float, that you're just floating, and under you can feel the ripples and that movement of the water. Just that ease going through your body as the float just ripples along. As you breathe in, you breathe out, you just feel yourself floating. If you stretched your fingers over the side, you could dip them in the water and just trail them back and forward. And as you feel that floating, that sense of ease just comes in through your body. You've nowhere to be, you've nothing to do. This is just your wee minute to just be. To let yourself breathe. And just to let that ease carry you as you float along. And as you do that, breathing in and out, your body becomes that wee bit lighter. Instead of that old heaviness, it's that wee bit lighter. As that ease comes in, you just feel that wee bit lighter and weightless. You're just floating along. As you breathe in and you breathe out, you let that awareness stretch a wee bit. So you feel maybe the sun on your skin or a nice gentle breeze. It's a beautiful day. And you can feel that wee bit of heat on your skin. And you can smell the freshness in the air. You can smell the ocean, the pool, the water. You can smell the freshness and the breeze. And as you're floating and you feel at ease, if you open your eyes, you can just look up and it's just blue skies above you. Maybe the odd wee white cloud in the sky. Maybe some birds around. As you just breathe in and floating, you're just taking in all them surroundings, being mindful, being aware. What you can see, what you can hear. And as you float along with that ease, You just breathe in and breathe out, and you take this as your time now to just let go as much as you can. Anything that's weighing on you, anything that's sitting with you, any heaviness that's maybe still sitting in your body, you just breathe in and breathe out and let that go. Just letting it be carried on the wind or in the water, just letting it seep away as much as possible. Breathing in and breathing out. Then as much as we want to stay there for as long as we can, as you breathe in and you breathe out, just allow yourself to connect back in with your body again. So you feel your back and your body on that big float, that wee ripple, that movement. And then when you're ready, let that float just come in and be grounded again under your mat. You take that wee minute now as you breathe in and you breathe out to just notice the connection points between your body and your mat, the back of your heels, your calves, your hips. Remember what we said at the start about that mat being your wee life raft, your place that when you get on you can just let everything go. Letting that awareness now come back into your body, a wee wiggle under your toes, a wee move under your fingers. Letting that awareness stretch so you pick up the music again. You can hear that. And then when you're ready, just giving your neck that wee move side to side, letting it wake up again. And letting your knees bend, your feet coming back. And rather than feeling maybe tired and sleepy, feeling that ease, that sense of relaxation that you've created for yourself. Maybe noticing and being aware how you feel now compared to how you felt when you came in at the start. And then when you're ready, without rushing in your own time, I want you to pick a side and just roll onto it for me. Taking your eye masks off if they naturally are moving or going to fall. And I want you to just take a wee second and stay there for me. I want you to just notice where you're at now. Rather than rushing to go out because the outside world is still out through the door, I want you to hold on to that ease and everything that you've created for yourself this evening as you go, rather than rushing, just taking your time and holding that ease that you've created for yourself. Beside you then, when you come nice and easy to sit up, I've picked a wee card and I've said it, and if you want to, you can have a wee read. Just taking your time then to come and sit up. How are we doing? All alright?
Good.
Good. Happy days. So folks, when you go to get up, remember, like I said, that rushing and diving and back to normality and the phone's going and everything else. Hold on to that wee bit of ease that you've got for yourself. When you're ready, And this black box here, anybody that hasn't been in, the wee eye masks and blankets go in there. Your mats hang up in the back, and then them bolsters will just sit in the corner then as well. And thank you so much. We're over. I never managed to finish on time, but thank you so much. And fire me back, aye.